Okay.
We'll give you a lake tour.
Second. Okay.
I hear ya.
Yeah. Let me just try to refresh this. Hold on. To get the camera working. All right.
Let's say I'll give you a tour of the lake. No go. Who's that, buddy?
Hey.
Hello.
Rayy, how are you?
I'm great. I'm just chilling at my cottage. I'll give you the little tour. You see
Yeah,
the
let's
lake
see it.
view. See all the boats out there?
Looks amazing.
Nice sunny day.
Nice way to spend a Saturday.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for taking the time to do this. See if I can.
Of course.
It's always great to have you on the show. And I don't have my Nicole Rayy shirt on, but I have an Abby Stewart shirt on.
Oh, love Abby Stewart. I was going to say, I just had new shirts made, so next time I see you, I'll have to bring you one.
Oh, perfect. Good. I will enjoy that. And I love the hat style that you've got going on. Is that somewhat new? You've got some great hats. Have you been doing that?
Yeah, I was like always a hat person growing up. Like I wore a lot of hats like in high school. And then I kind of got out of the hat phase for a while. And then I wore one to a show once, and my dad was like, why don't you do that all the time? It looks so good. So then I kind of started collecting more hats in my collection, and I've been wearing them a lot more again.
Nice. Yeah, it's a great look.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got a ton of stuff going on. Of course, your album is out now called All Woman. People will know the singles that have been out: Fireproof, Bad Habit, Unfinished, and of course the title track, All Woman. What is it like to have, so the title track is an anthem for yourself and for women in general. How does it feel to have that song and kind of have a message for women to empower them?
It's just been unbelievable. I mean, I always wanted to write something just personally for me about what it means to be a woman, and just the journey that this song has taken me on this year has just been incredible. Just being able to, bond with these other women in country, and for us to all be closer together, and it's inspired me to, create All Women Live, which has been so much fun doing all these shows with women. And of course now it's gone as far as an all-female festival, and it's unbelievable that people have just, been inspired by it and gotten on board with this message. And I couldn't be happier.
It is so cool when a song can have that much meaning and drive movement like that, if you will, because we always hear that on country radio, specifically country radio, it might be other genres, but women don't get enough airplay or get enough attention. And I love female artists as much as I love male artists. Well, what are your thoughts on the whole female artists getting airplay?
It's frustrating because it seems to be the way. At one point in my career, I thought, maybe that's just what people are saying, but it's not necessarily true. Or maybe there's just better songs by men right now. But just seeing the talent that we have in females in Canadian country music, it seems so unfair because there's just so many amazing women and their music is so great. And it needs to be heard. And something with the radio is that, people like to listen to what they know. And if you're never playing any females, then people don't know that music and, they don't know that they would like it.
Great point. Yeah, we whatever we hear, we like, or we mostly like. So yeah, it's kind of like what came first, chicken or the egg. You've got to play more women and people will love it.
Exactly.
It's amazing. And you mentioned that all woman, female festival coming up. It's a drive-in one, as that are popular these days. August 29th. Great name, Harmonia Fest. Tell us about Harmonia Fest and then where people can get tickets for.
Yes. So, funnily enough, it took me forever to finally settle on a name for what I wanted to call it. But that just seems so perfect, bringing women together in harmony. And Harmonia is also a Greek goddess. And it's, basically all about, bringing people together harmoniously. And so it seemed like such a perfect name for bringing women together, who sing. So there's harmony of bringing us together and there's the harmony of the voices.
Yeah.
So.
Love it.
But I'm so excited that this is finally happening. It's something that I had kind of started planning in November. And then, of course, with COVID going on, we kind of thought, festivals might not happen at all this year. And to make it happen as a drive-in festival, I'm just so excited. It's going to be so much fun. And yes, you can go to iccm.ca for tickets, or you can check out my website, NicoleRayy.com. It's all over my Facebook right now. And I also have a Facebook and Instagram for Harmonia Fest. So you can follow me on there and get all the updates on the festival.
Perfect. And fill us in on the lineup. You have some great female artists joining you, of course. We all know them. They are.
Oh my gosh, this lineup is amazing. I'm just truly blessed that all these women are going to be on this lineup and sing their songs for everyone. I'm so excited. We have Leah Daniels headlining, and then of course I'll be singing some tunes. We have the amazing Alessia Cole, Bree Taylor, who, some people know she's a bit newer to country, but she's already made such a splash on the scene. And then opening the show, we have a couple of special acoustic performances by Mackenzie Lee Meyer, and then, of course, Susie Corey.
Wonderful. Two great artists to start off the day. And, of course, Susie put on the big drive-in festival, the Love Revolution Drive-In Festival in Cavan, Ontario, and you were a part of it with so many other great artists, of course. And there's a way to do it these days, the drive-in festival. You're in your own protection in the car.
Exactly. And honestly, I could not believe that Susie pulled that all together in just a couple weeks. And it was so much fun. All of us were just so happy to get back on the stage. And I know she's working for more on that. So stay tuned, people out there, for more Love Revolution.
Yes, the Love Revolution continues. I watched Susie's interview earlier with Mark Belage, and I want to give a big shout out to Mark for putting on Music Expo. I've been at the one in person earlier this year, and now this is the first virtual one. So getting used to all this, which is great. Thank you, Al, for all your help getting it. This is wonderful. So we should also mention, I want to mention that at the CMA Ontario Awards, that is the Country Music Association of Ontario, which does great work for all country music within Ontario, all kinds of things they do. But the awards are coming up, and you have a nomination as Female Artist of the Year. Pretty incredible to say that.
I know. I'm honestly just so amazed that I'm on that list with all the other females that are on there. It's truly an honor, and it's been something I've been working towards for a long time. I've been to all the award shows since I started about 10 years ago now, and to finally have my name up there as Female Artist of the Year, I'm so honored that people have really appreciated the music I've been putting out this year, and that my name's on that list.
Yeah, you put out some great music, which are all the songs have ended up on the album All Woman. One of my favorites, as you know, is Unfinished. It's
Me
such,
too.
it's such a great song, from the message in it to just the music and the production. There's a video for it people can check out online. Tell us a bit about the inspiration for Unfinished, because this is an example of a song and a story from real life.
Yeah, so this is, I always call it my real life love story. So a lot of people know Damon because, oh, there's my dog chiming in. Noko.
Oh, cute.
Say hi, Noko.
Aw.
But a lot of people know Damon because he plays guitar for me quite a bit. But him and I, yeah, we used to date about 10 years ago. And at one point, we broke up and we went our separate ways in life and needed to do our separate things. But I kind of just always had this feeling that, things were unfinished, that we were going to kind of write another chapter in the story. And so, yeah, we ended up finding our way back to each other. And it was really cool to be able to, sort of write this real life love story. And
Yeah.
to film the video too was so much fun because, we got to play ourselves as like 18-year-olds and go back to the fair where like was one of our first dates. And so it's like very real story, which was just so much fun to be able to share that.
That's amazing. And the chorus has a couple of lines that I love. I may not remember all of it, but I know it's one note away from a symphony.
Yeah. One stroke away from a masterpiece, and one note away from a symphony.
Those are amazing lines. Like, that just says so much right there.
Thank you. Yeah, I wrote this song with the producers of the song, Brian House and JVP, but also a writer from LA. His name's Nolan Sipe. I had never written with him before, and he is a lyrical genius. Like he was so amazing to work with, and like he would come out with lines, and I was like, oh man, like.
Great to get in a writing room with people like that, right? That just have they have the magic. They know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Let's talk about your influences, Nicole, and what got you started on your musical path. Who are the artists you were listening to that made you want to be like them?
Oh, I grew up listening to so much. I mean, everything from Shania Twain to Linkin Park to Eminem. Like my musical tastes have kind of been always all over the map, but I really was always drawn to artists like the ones I named that were honest in their work. That was something to me growing up listening to music. That was the importance. That was how I related to it. You'd listen to a song and you felt like somebody was really pouring their heart out honestly, and you could relate to that. And so I was always, drawn to artists who lyrically were very honest, and that has kind of always inspired me to do the same. I just always want to be as honest as possible in my writing.
And of course, country music is such a great format for that honesty. And of all the genres you could choose, because you could have done pop, what do you love most about country music, and what does country music do well and best as a genre?
It really is the stories. I mean, every country music song is just a real life story, something that somebody's going through. And, I appreciate so many elements of other genres. And like, there's definitely a lot of elements of pop and rock in some of my tunes. But, nobody tells a story better than a country artist. So that was always what pulled me into country music.
Totally. It's all about the story. Let's talk about social media presence. I was looking at your website earlier, and it looks amazing.
Thank you.
It gives people a good impression when they see it, the look, visual, and all that. How do you feel about social media? Are there any challenges to it? What's the upside of being able to communicate with fans kind of one-on-one?
Yeah, I mean, social media is like it's awesome and it's difficult all at the same time because, it sort of throws a wrench in things sometimes because, there's so much out there that it's so great because, we're all able to connect with our fans and, you're able to discover music that maybe, you never would have found before, if it was just on the radio or nowhere else out there on social media. But then because of that, there's so much, we're all overwhelmed all the time with so much going on social media every day, people posting new things and new music. And so there's a lot to take in sometimes. And so you can get lost in the shuffle too on social media. So, I've sort of learned throughout my career, how to work different social media platforms, and it's a learning curve for sure, but I think it's really important to establish yourself as a brand on your social media, so like you were saying with my website, so people know who you are when they go to your website or your Instagram, and they can really tell your brand, and that sticks with them.
So true. Each message you post, or at least most of them, I guess, has to tie into that brand, and it's consistent with what you believe in as an artist, and I guess a role model in some cases. Do you think of that on the role model topic, Nicole? Similar to how you would have seen a Shania Twain concert or video and wanted to be like her, and maybe liked her as a person, and admired her. Do you, I'm sure there are other young people out there now looking at you as a Shania Twain. One day
Well,
they
that seems like big shoes to fill, but I'm so happy to inspire any young artists coming up, or just young women or men out there watching my career. Especially with women and everything that I've done this year, like it really is special to me if I can sing something and a little girl out there is inspired or empowered by what I'm preaching through my music. And so, yeah, I always strive to put out that positivity and hopefully inspire my listeners and my fans.
That is so great. You've got a single coming out that people can pre-save now called Broken Boys. I heard you sing this song at some of my shows, and at some of your shows as well. And one of the writers of the song is Megan Patrick, the huge Canadian country music. Yeah, incredible. So tell us a bit about the song and how it got to you.
I feel so incredibly lucky that I get to sing this song. I mean, so a little while ago when I was going back into the studio and I knew I was going to need some new music, I obviously wanted to write some, but I wanted to get some pitched to me as well, just to, see what's out there, because sometimes somebody can say it better than you can. And I got a whole list of songs, and this was one of the songs on the list, and when I saw who wrote it, I was like, are you serious? Like, she doesn't want to sing it? Like, it's amazing. Like, I just couldn't believe that. And Emma Lee is another one of the writers on it, and I couldn't believe that neither of them wanted to record it, and that I got to be the voice on it is just unbelievable. It's such a gift that these women wrote this beautiful song, and that I get to be the voice behind it right now. It just makes me so happy that I get to share it.
That is such a great thing. Whenabouts is that song coming out for us to hear?
So it's coming out next Friday, August 21st. So yeah, you can pre-save right now. I actually have a pretty cool pre-save contest going on, and you can win some amazing bath bombs and a $50 Visa gift card to treat yourself. So if you go to my Instagram or Facebook right now and hit the pre-save link, you'll be entered to win the awesome prize.
That is so cool. Now, I know you write mostly all your songs or co-write them. Is this the first song you've recorded that is not one of yours, or have you done others? I'm trying to remember.
No, so I did not write Bad Habit either. That was one that was pitched to me. And also Fireproof. I didn't write that song either. A lot of people always think that I have, and I was just like, yeah. I'd love to get credit for that, but credit where credit's due. And yeah, I really love being able to write my own music and having a hand in the co-writing. But sometimes, like I said, sometimes people just can say something, better than you can. And sometimes when songs get pitched to me, that's when I would record something that somebody else has written, when it connects to me on that level. Like, oh, that's exactly what I would say, or that's what I've been trying to write in a song and somebody already nailed it. So
a great way of putting it. And, with a song like Fireproof, I don't always like to assume somebody has written songs, because that's can always lead you down the wrong path. I believed you wrote it, because when you sing it, you sing that one with such conviction, and it's kind of your feeling, I know, as a person. So that's why I believe it.
Well, thank you. And that is definitely, the feeling of singing somebody else's words, is that I really have to connect with it on that level in order to, be able to portray it the right way.
Absolutely. You do a lot of live shows when we could do them at the Moonshine Cafe, for example. And you do great shows there. And now you do live streams online as well. And it's always supporting female artists. Can you let us in on some maybe newer female artists that we might not know of, even if they're from another genre? Anybody you're listening to now that we should be listening to?
So, yeah, on this journey of doing all these all women live shows, I've, had the pleasure of having a lot of artists on that I already know or have sort of followed their careers over the years. But it's definitely led me to some new females that I've never heard of before. And so, most recently, on Thursday, I had an artist by the name of Emily Kate on the show. She was totally new to me. She just actually put out her debut single last Friday called Giant. It's unbelievable, and she's so sweet. She's got a great voice, and she definitely has big things ahead of her. So I'd recommend checking out her new song.
I'll check her out. I've seen her on social media, but I only recently, so I'll have to go engage and check that song out from Emily Kate. Let's get into songwriting. A lot of artists out there, if they're new at it, maybe aren't sure exactly how to write songs or how to get better at it. For somebody new, Nicole, what are ways they can improve their writing?
Well, one thing I would say is get in the room with lots of different songwriters. I was really afraid in the beginning of co-writing, I think, because, writing music is so personal. And so it was something that, I did kind of on my own in the beginning. I just would sit down with my piano and try to write a song. But once I started co-writing, it just pushed me so much to be a better writer and inspired me, getting in a room with these other creative people and seeing how they worked and, how their journey as a songwriter and how far they've come. And that's honestly been such a huge help for me. Being able to write with other songwriters has just definitely pushed me to be better.
Totally makes sense. You're going to learn from them what they're doing. You've got that energy of one or two other people in the room with you, and kind of like more brains make a better song or whatever.
Exactly.
Two heads are better than one, or three heads are better than one.
Yes.
You get a perspective on a song you might not have already. What would you say is your most personal song? I'm thinking maybe it's All Woman, but I'll let you answer. What song that has the most meaning to you, most impact?
I definitely think it has changed a couple times over the years. I mean, as there's new songs or just in the moment of when a song comes out, it's usually has some special place in my heart. But I do have to say right now that All Woman is my favorite and just means the most to me right now. And just everything that I've been able to do with that song and everybody that it's touched is just like, it just warms my heart. Like I'm just so grateful that I got to write that song and got to share it. It means so much to me.
It's such a great song, and you have a version out where you were joined by your female artist friends on it, which I thought took the song to another level because it is it's all women in the song, and it just
that was unbelievable. So when we had originally done a music video for All Women, I was kind of wanting to do this version with, having all these other females in it and having all their voices, and it just didn't kind of work out at the time, and I sort of had this other vision for the music video as well. And then during quarantine I was like, well, everybody's at home right now, maybe I could, possibly get people's time to record this song and video. And Damon and I did all the editing, like for the sound and the video for that project. And like we just like sat listening to it with goosebumps every time. Like just listening to all those women together, just it sounds so good. And just having those women sing my lyrics was just such a cool feeling.
Yeah, perfect song to have them all on. I was thinking at some point, you and Alessia and Bria, you could have your own girl group as a side project, and record some stuff.
I know we've joked about it before. We have a little like group chat called the Brunette Babes. That was our little our little joke, as that was going to be our band name.
And we've got Alessia's in. She is in. She just left a comment there on the side.
Hi, Alessia. I know she's coming on next. And I also just saw that she's playing at Friday Harbor today, which is not very far from where I am. So I might have to boat over and see her.
Oh, great. When is that? What day is that again?
Tonight she's playing, I think from 5 till, I'll let her tell you, but I think 5 to 8 at Friday Harbor this afternoon. So it's awesome. Actually just like a quick boat ride over that way. And so we might have to jump in the boat and go see her.
That's the perfect place to play, near the water, and just to be near the water right now. Oh man, that's
Gorgeous
amazing.
day for it.
What's one of your favorite stages to play on, Nicole? Um,
Ooh, well, definitely the Moonshine Cafe has a special place in my heart. I mean, I've been singing there since I was 18, so like 10 years ago now. And I remember getting up there for the first time and doing like the open mic night because John's great for, getting new people up and just now like still being able to go back there and just kind of like seeing the progression of my career and being able to share it on that same stage is just so special to me.
wow,
But one other place would definitely be in Shanghai, China. I've gotten
amazing.
the pleasure of going there quite a few times now to share my music on that stage, and it's just there's nothing like it. Like I honestly feel like I'm a huge celebrity when I go there. Like the crowds are unreal and like they just line up to say hi to me and it's just been such a cool experience.
Tell us a bit about the background on that, because I know when we've talked before, you had been there like 3 years in a row. Is that kind of the total amount
Yeah,
of?
we ended up doing 4 years in a row, so 2015 to 2018, and we took a little break last year, and then we were actually planning to go for 2020. They had me on the lineup, but then, of course, with COVID, we can't travel right now. But hopefully, when the world is safe again, we'll get to go back there and do it again because it's just, yeah, such a neat experience.
I'll bet taking your music to a whole other part of the world and an audience that may not understand the language. I'm sure some of them do, of course, but they probably just love the music.
Yeah, that's the crazy part is that yeah, it's like I'm singing in English and a lot of people do speak English in Shanghai, but a lot of people don't, and it's just cool that music is truly a universal language.
100%. I am speaking with Nicole Rayy from Burlington, Ontario, nominated for CMA Ontario Female Artist of the Year. That is the Country Music Association of Ontario. An an all female lineup coming up, Harmonia Fest, August 29, which is very exciting. Tickets, you can follow her on social media or the Harmonia Fest Facebook page for that. It might have already come up in some of your answers, Nicole, but what's one of your proudest moments in your music career so far? Whether it's a big moment or just a small accomplishment you're really proud of.
Who? Well, I have to say right now it's probably being nominated for Female Artist of the Year. I mean, I'm just like I still can't believe it. Some days I'm like, really? Me? Um, and actually, I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I don't really think I'm supposed to be sharing this news yet, but Dave, you're on the inside scoop.
Yeah.
But they've actually asked me to perform on the award show this year, and that's something I've never done. In like my 10 years of going to it, I've always, sat proudly in the audience, and to actually get to be on the stage, I'm just like beside myself.
That is amazing. Wow.
So I think they're going to announce who all the artists are playing soon. So shh.
All right. We'll keep that between all of us here in this room. But
Yeah, everyone watching.
yeah, those moments on that stage. When I think back to star making moment in ways, Jessica Mitchell's performance, 3 years
Oh
ago,
my gosh.
singing
Yes.
Whiskey.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know. It's like, what was the name of that song?
Whiskey.
That's it.
One of those moments, and she got a standing ovation. And those moments on that stage really are big moments.
I remember that, and just like her voice is unreal. Like she deserved everyone standing up for that. It was absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, I'm proud that I get to, have my own moment on that stage.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. That is such a big thing to have happen ahead of you. What is the hardest part of all this for you, Nicole? Is there anything that you either struggle with a little bit or you've got to work on?
I think the hardest thing for me, especially in the beginning, is having patience for this career sometimes.
Right.
I mean, going in the beginning, it's like it wasn't like I was expecting it to just happen in a day, but I kind of thought things would happen at a different pace, and you'd think, okay, well, I have this amount of skills or talent or whatever. Like, obviously, it'll just carry me to this place, and you know, it was a huge reality check at one point when I was like, no, this is not a sprint to the end. And, I need to put in the time and effort and really learn all these skills and hone my craft. And, I've spent a lot of time in the last few years just learning the business side of things too. I didn't really know that was something I was going to need to know when I was going in. It was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to be the singer and people will help me out with those other things. And so that's been a big challenge, but also a big reward. Like now I feel like I have a whole new set of skills I didn't have before.
Great way of putting it. And I'm sure people watching and artists out there who are starting out, think that the side of it that they need to know is the singing and the songwriting and performing. But as an independent artist, you've got to know so many things like booking shows,
doing your
songs, all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. There's like so many hats you have to wear as an independent artist.
And you have some great hats, so that works out.
Yes, I come prepared for the job.
Literally and figuratively. But there's so much to learn that people don't expect. But a good part is, as you just said, patience, or a good lesson. Because that doesn't happen overnight. Always different timelines for people, but definitely not overnight. And we always hear somebody on the radio who is new to us, and we think, wow, like, oh, Luke Combs or whoever came out of nowhere. But
right.
No, unless we know them from social media, we don't know they spent 10 years to get to that moment.
Yes, they always say it takes 10 years to build a brand, and I'm almost there. I'm on pretty much year 9 right now. So okay. I'm hoping I'm right there.
You are ready to explode big time.
Exactly. I'm right on that 10-year mark.
Well, you've already made some great accomplishments, and each one takes you to the next level. As we get set to wrap up here, Nicole, I wanted to ask you what's next for you. We know you mentioned the CMA Ontario performance, but what's next for you planning wise, and what's next for you in terms of what you want to do, say in the next year when things get a little more back.
So things are starting out right now with the new single Broken Boys, and we actually have a really cool music video planned that we just filmed for that too, so that'll be exciting. And when I recorded Broken Boys, I also recorded another song, so that's probably in the works to be the next single. And then I'm planning to go back to BC, where I've been working with Brian House and JVP. They're the producers I worked with on All Women and Unfinished, and then of course Broken Boys. And so I'm planning to head back there and record some more new music, work towards another album, of course, and then hopefully in 2021, things are a little safer in this world and we can get back to the stage, because I had a lot of festivals and things I was supposed to play at this year that, of course, had to be canceled. So hopefully everything can happen next year, and then I'll get to be on all those lineups for 2021.
Back on the stage, exactly. Well, everybody's got to check out and look out for your new single, Broken Boys, coming out this upcoming Friday?
Yes, August 21st.
August 21st, and then August 29th is Harmonia Fest. Go to their Facebook page. You can get tickets for it. A great show coming up, Drive-In Festival. Nicole, thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure to chat.
It's so great to chat with you, Dave. Thank you so much. You've just been a huge supporter of my career since day one, and I super appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's been my pleasure. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Another big thanks to Mark Belage for putting this on, the Music Expo. I love it. And to Alex for all the help as well leading up to this. My interview with Alessia Cole is coming up at 1 p.m. Good weekend.
Thanks so much, Dave. Bye. I'll leave you guys with the view of the lake.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wish I was there. Awesome.
Have a good weekend. Bye.